Oh, yeah. What up, y'all? It's your boy, the one and only A Switch, aka the 290 time social distancing champion, aka nigga stoop kid. AKA the nigga version of the stoop kid. Stoop kid, afraid to leave his stoop. AKA that should have been a damn email. Don't know why y'all brought me here. Them angry people, man. I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. This should have been a damn email. Shouldn't have brought my ass here. AKA the nigga lip master, bringing you yet another episode of Switches Sites, episode 93 to be exact. Today's date is February 25th, 2021. We getting close to I don't even, what do you even call it? The COVID anniversary. It's not, you don't want to celebrate it, but I mean it's something. It's a happy COVID-versary. It's it's like any way you put it, it's not flattering at all to commemorate. Son of a bitch. I forgot to record. Son of a bitch. I just created more work for myself. It's okay. We still gonna go with it. Though. Yeah, man. World is crazy. Of course, as always. Has anything, I guess non-related happened? Noteworthy? At least I'm going to try to keep that theme going. Somewhat semi-cultural events going on that comes to mind. But it's like, I guess really random. Twitter is trying to do a super follow thing, which is like, I guess it's like a super follow. Or I mean, what is it called on Tinder? Super like. It's like that does nothing more than what it started with, but all right. Either way. Let me double check. Is there anything culturally relevant, which I would say no. So I mean, this week is some very delightful surprises, at least specifically since last episode for sure. But before we start that, just want to remind everybody, Switches Sites podcast is a podcast focused around gaming, where I talk about gaming, just that solo gaming podcast, where we also maybe dabble a little bit of somewhat related nerd culture, geek culture, weeb, I don't even know how to even put it all into one, but yeah. So just in case you don't know what you get into, I'm letting you know. I'm sorry. I started off with apologizing, but you know what? Hey, it's valid. Nonetheless, let me take a sip real quick. Stay hydrated, by the way. Get your H2O. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have drunk all of the mic. I apologize for that. I'm so sorry. I'm not high, I promise. I'm not inebriated either, I promise. Alright, so without further ado, let's stop the dilly-dallying and get right into it. So first topic of discussion, probably the biggest, more or less, event out of this week. PlayStation State of Play came out of nowhere, and they just, I was knocked out. PlayStation like,
hey motherfucker, we got State of Play coming Thursday, February 25th. I hope you ready, bitch.
Like, wait, I'm not ready.
Well, bitch, you better be ready. God damn it. Get your ass up, you bitch ass. State of Play, bitch.
I'm like, oh shit, oh god, State of Play. All right, I'm sorry. That same dude, the same dude that was wasn't prepared for the Nintendo Direct. It's a little continuity for you. Same dude that wasn't ready for the Direct. It's not ready for the State of Play. Wait, no, I'm not ready. I don't know why that's killing me. So yeah. I guess we'll start it off in terms of the chronological order, at least that I remember. I mean, to be honest, for the most part, it was pretty forgettable, at least majority of the games, at least that didn't interest me specifically, but I would assume it interests others, just maybe not me. Actually, let me get a recap, because I'm probably going to forget a lot. I feel like it wasn't a lot, but it felt like it was substantial. I feel like it was substantial, at least. But let me double check. Cover your bases. Let us see. Oh, look at PlayStation. Did they give the look at PlayStation giving the complete recap? They doing it big out here, I tell you. PlayStation looking out. Okay. So I guess it started off with Crash Bandicoot 4. Man, I totally forgot about that. Crash Bandicoot. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. I'm just going to skip it. Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. Deep dive. So I guess I think I joined a little bit late. I was on Twitch and watching it. And then I guess, like a dumbass, I was just realizing, wait a minute. I didn't press, did you press the play button? I didn't. And it was just there. And I was like, oh, the same, oh shit. Then I refreshed and then I see Crash Bandicoot. So at least for that game specifically, I believe there's 4K enhancements, and I would assume, well, I think it was already in 4. I'm pretty sure it was 4K before, but probably checkerboarded 4K, which is not native 4K, which is what it will be in the PS5 update. And I believe it's also a free upgrade if you have the PS4 version, which I believe so. Haptic or adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, I guess obviously there. Activity cards, I'm not even sure what that is. Throughout each game's dimension, so I guess that goes back to the PlayStation 5 integration. So oh yeah, they were a little vague about the upgrade process for PS4. So reading it from their site, already own the PlayStation 4 version of the game? We've got you covered. Owners of both the digital and physical versions of Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, can upgrade from the PS4 to the enhanced PS5 version at no additional cost. PS4 digital owners can navigate to the PS5 version of the game at PlayStation Store and download it at no cost, except in Japan. PS4 disc owners must insert their disc into their PS5 and navigate to the PlayStation Store to download the PS5 version at no cost, except in Japan. Internet, blah, blah, blah. I see the asterisk, though. It was for at no additional cost. To upgrade the PlayStation 4 disc version of the game to the digital PS5 version, you'll need a PS5 console with a disc drive. Owners of a PS4 disc copy must insert it into the PS5 every time they want to download or play the PS5 digital version. So I guess still technically like the physical version of the game. So that's fine. Okay. That's fine. All right. It's not too crazy. Returnal, that third person space shooter with, I guess, a Groundhog Day like mechanic. Or I guess I'm assuming if you die, you get to, repeat everything again. Or it seems to be a cycle form of gameplay, kind of maybe somewhat possibly similar to Hades, but maybe not as roguelike-ish. But who knows? I'm not even sure what to expect with this game. I'm interested. I'm definitely going to pick it up, but I'm very curious as to what this game is. Some of the gameplay was, they showed a couple of enemies and that was fine. Nothing, I guess, outstanding or like, oh my God, I gotta get this, but it was decent, pretty good. And then it seemed like a weird stinger at the end where like she enters a home that's her home and it's in first person. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if they were trying to get Silent Hills fans or what, but maybe they did. Who knows? But this other game, the next game after that though, Sifu, man, that is on my radar of the highest priority. What's that meme with the on TikTok with the black dude? Like, give me one of those. Give me one of those. But sir, they're not available. Give me one of those. Yeah. Sifu was tight. At first it was looking initially, I was talking about it on Twitter a bit, like initially like Sleeping Dogs. I was getting some vibes of, like how the combat was, as well as it was a stretch, but Rise to Honor. I was like, oh crap, they got a new star for Rise to Honor coming back since the PS2 era. For those that don't know, sorry, I was reflecting, reminiscing. Rise to Honor was pretty fun PS2 game where you play as Jet Li, who played as some like fictional character in the game. But the cool, unique aspect about that game is that you didn't use the face buttons to attack, but you used the the analog sticks to attack, as I think in particular the right analog stick, and as well as with a combination of the shoulder buttons, L1, R1, R2, L2, which was cool. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. As a fan of Jet Li as well, thoroughly enjoyed it. I also recommend it if you happen to maybe have a PS2 or a PS3 that has the coveted PS2 backwards compatibility. It's great. It's good. If you like, action games, John Woo movies, it's up your alley. It's totally random, but hey, I had to mention it. But the combat looks good, at least in the trailer. It showed a dude like growing up and then being old, and I guess his sensei died, and then he it's an unusually large number of dudes in a hallway to be and confront this dude, but either way, he beat their ass, that's for sure. I know that much. He was beating the brakes off him. He was beating the brakes off him. Let's be honest. What is like 6, 7 of them just beating their ass. He cracking ankles. He busted kneecaps. All while having some beads in his wrist. Gotta respect it. That's all I'm saying. So I'm definitely looking forward to this whenever it comes out, because it's on the radar. I think they said 2021, so it is coming 2021, but we don't have a nailed down release date for that. Next was Knockout City. I guess they showed the same game again from the Nintendo Direct. They went into a little bit more detail with it, which I appreciated. At least kind of broke down the initial trailer on the from the Nintendo Direct, so it gave you a better understanding and might I say a way better job of being a trailer than the one on the Nintendo Direct was, because man, that was like totally just confusing as to what the game was. Like, is it some meta game where you're playing as these fictional characters who are playing these other characters or something like that? I don't know, but yeah. So there you go. Journey. What is Solar Ash, which I guess is a successor to Transistor, I want to say. I could be wrong. It's probably some other game that I'm messing up. Solar Ash. What was the other game before it? Hyperlight Drifter, that's what it is. I always get those mixed up. But I guess it's a spiritual successor. Well, I guess it probably could be some continuity. I don't think we know that yet, but seemed cool. Doesn't seem like my cup of tea, but I may give it a shot. Definitely looks like a perfect PlayStation Plus game that I would try if it was, free, But hey, who knows? A new trailer comes out, I might be wooed. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Then weirdly, I don't know, man. We got a trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I guess. As somebody who's not a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, did I actually get them? I've never played them, at least, so it seems to be very, very streamer gamer reaction-y focused, which I don't know, something about that puts me off for some reason. But I mean, it's probably it's up there in terms of success, so clearly they're doing something right with getting this game out now. So it seems to be a totally different direction from the original ones, where I think you're static, and it's, how do you describe it? Not as interactive or involved, if that makes sense. But this one seems like you're actually going through the environments. I'm getting kind of a Outlast vibe, but in a, desolated, I don't know, what do you call the characters that are doing stuff? The stuffy characters. I'm gonna just call them stuffy characters because that entertains me more. But hey, if you're a young child with a PS5 and you like Five Nights at Freddy's, boy, is your day made. Your day is made. Then they showed Oddworld Soulstorm, which is cool. It's okay. Again, a game not really up my alley. Arguably, I never didn't give it a legitimate shake and or chance as well, but it's still good. It's still good though. I mean, I can't say it for myself, but I've heard that people really do adore these games. So you got that. Oh, you got Kenna. Gotta do it. Kenna. Kenna Bridge of Spirits. This looks, from a graphical perspective, artistic direction perspective, looks really damn good. I ain't gonna lie, it's been I was tempted to lick the screen, not Kenna, but lick the screen. I don't know her age regardless, so I was gonna just lick the screen off of pure graphical fidelity that I appreciated it. So yeah, I mean, you got a little combat in there. You got it was slightly disturbing at the end. I guess some woman was morphing into a monster. I forgot how they turn into that. I would assume it's probably some underlying message there, I would assume, but who knows? That's yet to be found out. I will probably wait on this game personally, but I definitely would be a cool game I'd pick up if it was like cheaper when it gets cheaper. I wouldn't be a game I'd immediately jump for, but hey, it was cool. Then you got Deathloop. You got I'm still confused about this game, and the trailer kind of confused me a bit more, to be honest, where it showed the same format of the last trailer, I think back in June before the PS5 released, and it's how do you even describe it? I don't even know how to describe it, but I guess what's throwing me off is that what the trailer seems to imply is that, again, it's a similar Groundhog Day format where, you know, if you die, you have to repeat, try it again and all that. But what's confusing is that there are two. It seems to be what it seems to be is that there's like a 1v1 / I think it's called asymmetrical in this context, where it's you're facing another real opponent, but one person is trying to stop. I believe the girl is generally trying to stop the dude from, I guess, completing his mission, and you know, obviously the guy wants to complete it. I guess I get that, but it doesn't seem like that's been confirmed. So I guess I'm just curious as to who this person is. Are they just more intelligent than the I guess general bystanders, or what? So I guess that's the biggest confusing thing for me. But otherwise, it does feel like very, very Dishonored-y in terms of all the abilities and moves and kind of combinations you can like make for the most part. So I'm interested. I'm curious. I just want to know more about how the game actually functions, if that makes sense, because I feel like it's like some wall that's starting to form between me and this game and me, you know, getting it at some point, but we'll see. Cool trailer though. I mean, let's not be mistaken. It's a cool trailer. I appreciate it. And man, you know what? This has to be its own segment. This literally has to be its own segment because I'm about to go in. I'm just letting you know. So, after that, it was looking pretty somber, to be honest. And of course, they had to drop the one more thing in there. I don't think they said that or did that, but you know, you get the idea. So man, I feel like I'm getting emotional. I'm about to propose to somebody or something. Out of nowhere, they dropped Final Fantasy 7 Remake for PS5. So pretty much they announced the upgrade for Final Fantasy 7 Remake. I guess it's gonna be called Final. I gotta do it. This is mandatory. Final Fantasy 7 Remake Intergrade. I kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, let me look up Intergrade because I don't even know what is that. What is the general term? I feel like there's some symbolism in there. I mean, you know, this is directed by Nomura. So, Intergrade. Pass into another form by a series of intervening forms. A form resulting from integrating. Okay. Yeah, that leads to a lot of interpretation, especially if you played Final Fantasy 7. It's a lot to be interpreted there. You definitely get a Nomura vibe from that. but I like it. Final Fantasy 7 Remake Intergrade. I really like it. I feel like I shouldn't like it, but I really like it. I really do. I really like it. I really like it. So pretty much you get a lot of graphical upgrades for the PS5. It seems like the PS4 is going to be left wayside. But I mean, it's for a better cause, considering you get very vastly improved graphics. I guess maybe that's up for debate in terms of some of the decisions and I guess reception so far, but you at least get faster loading times. Of course, they highlighted a lot of that in the trailer. What else? You can transfer your saves from PS4 to PS5, the PS5 version. And what's very surprising, this is very not Square Enix in the best way, is that actually the upgrade is free if you have the PS4 version going to PS5. You'll get the PS5 upgrade for free. For free! Which is pretty cool. So it's very unexpected. Knowing Square Enix, how they like to charge an arm and a leg and your kidney for a simple upgrade like this. Good on Square Enix. Giving some credit where credit's due. Good job, Square Enix. Good job. You did it. I'm having too much fun with that. So yeah, you got that. You got a photo mode. I don't know. That seems to be the most like, how would I describe it? The most like novel thing ever, but people lose their shit over a photo mode nowadays, which is funny. I mean, photo mode is cool if you like to take photos, I guess. At least going back to the visual modes, there was a what am I thinking of? Graphical modes. So you can go 1440p 60 FPS for performance, which that's probably likely where I'm going to go. Or you can go the high fidelity mode where you can supposedly be in native 4K but 30 FPS. So you have those options, and it's great, I would assume. I think understandably so, we have to pour one out for the doors and basically just the doors in Final Fantasy 7 Remake. If you don't know, they're I was joking about it a little bit on Twitter, but they it was kind of a running joke, at least when it came out, that how poorly rendered the doors were, and in a couple other environments and assets in the game. But more than likely that this will be solved in Remake Intergrade. Oh man, I gotta get used to saying it now. So things are improving. The world is healing. The world is healing now. And of course, how could I forget? They showed a dope ass trailer of I guess what looks to be a DLC episode, including I forgot what is her reputable name. The thief herself, Yuffie. That son of a bitch. She's back. Yuffie's back, bitch. You already know. So we got Yuffie and some other character. I forgot his name. I think his name was One or something. I thought he was Sid at first, but because he was like a lights dude, a blonde haired dude. I guess he's kind of brunette now, but had a staff. I was like, oh, that's got to be Sid, but I guess it's not. So apparently, you're probably gonna be in a pretty decent campaign or episode with both of them. They showed a pretty good amount of gameplay showing them, fighting some monsters. You got Yuffie, styling on some, random hooks and shit, like flipping and doing acrobatics. She using her famous I forgot what you call it, like a huge ass shuriken or whatever. And it's great. It's great. It's pretty great. It's just good. I guess the detail with that is that that DLC will only be purchased, can only be purchased on the PS5 version of the game. So pretty much it seems like likely that if you have PS4, you won't be able to play this. You have to upgrade to the PS5 version to play it, which personally I understand, because it's like it's gonna be some point where you're gonna have to cut people off. And I believe, even though like for some reason developers don't like to admit it, that there is some point where when you're developing for previous generation, it's gonna hold your current generation games back to some extent, whether it's like doing something you would otherwise do with a current generation in mind versus doing something and realizing it will never work on a previous generation console, and it just the idea being scrapped or watered down than maybe what could have been way better. So personally, I think it's fine, but I understand since PS5s are still very rare and hard to come by nowadays. But hey, hope that Mewtwo comes in your life and you're able to catch it with ease. I don't know why I used that analogy, but hey, I thought it was appropriate. I'm sorry. But yeah, man, looking good. And I think I heard there is a materia swap mode or a materia swap feature, which I was concerned about that, but man, that is great. That's excellent. It's all I ever wanted. It's all I ever needed. Yeah. So hey, Yuffie's back. We got upgrades. We got 60 FPS. We got fast loading times. All with that goodness that is Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's a great time, man. It really is. Oh yeah, it is coming out June 10th, 2021. I'm ready. I'm so ready. Weird thing towards the end of the trailer. They showed I guess this character. If you never played Dirge of Cerberus, what are you even doing? You're not a real Final Fantasy VII fan if you never played Dirge of Cerberus. Wannabe. freaking wannabe. That's my gatekeeper. It's some gatekeeping character that I'm trying to figure out. You never played Dirge of Cerberus. You're not a real fan. Just some random dude that just say, I really despise what I just created there. I really did. Oh, I hate it so much. Oh man. So hey, there you go. Man, that made me so thirsty. I was thirsting so much over it. It got me thirsty. Got me hot and bothered. Talking about all this Final Fantasy VII talk. Got my nipples hard. I'm sorry. I will rub them for you right now, Twitch, but hey, Twitch won't let me. I'm sorry. You would get some of that content, but hey, have no fear. Can go to my OnlyFans. That's where all the real fun is. I don't like it. Also, some other details on that actually, that I forgot. Full DualSense support. 2 brand new chapters, 8.5, all dressed up, and a mysterious chapter 19. New boss battle. Maybe, but this was rumored though initially. I guess this got leaked yesterday, where everybody thought it was Ever Crisis was the title, that rumored title way back, that this was the title for this one, but actually it's not. It ended up being Retrograde. So I guess technically take it with a grain of salt, but it seems to possibly line up. It seems to be in line with Nomura, from what I heard, doing stuff like this. But yeah. So there's that to suck on, suck on respectfully, not hard or anything like that. Wait a minute. I don't know where that went, but you know what? We gonna veer to the left though. Is there anything else? Just for the last time to stop gushing. I'm really digging them. Is it called a moop? Is it a moop? Is that that dad coming back again? He seeing his son playing Final Fantasy 7 Retrograde. Is that that's a damn moop? There's a moop costume she wearing, ain't it? I think that's the term. I could be totally wrong, but you know what? You've never played Final Fantasy before. I despise it. But I do like it to a certain extent. I guess looking at some of this art, it's cool because the dude, he looks like he has to be from Wutai. Yeah, he looks very Wutai-ish, which was where Yuffie originated from. Thank you very much. Yuffie originated from there, so yeah. These characters, I don't like them. I don't like them at all. All right, sticking with Final Fantasy 7 Remake news, weirdly enough, they did announce, in why, but Final Fantasy 7, the first soldier, was announced. So basically, it's a battle royale game set in the Final Fantasy 7 universe, where you're a soldier candidate. Reading a tweet. That's not all. We're also presenting 2 new mobile games. Here's Final Fantasy 7, The First Soldier, a battle royale game set in Midgard before the events of Final Fantasy 7 as a soldier candidate. No, I said that weird. As a soldier candidate. See, they capitalized it and then they put that in lowercase. And I just, all right. As a soldier candidate, make full use of your abilities in a battle for your survival, so you can be the first soldier. I just added that. Let me look at this, actually. I don't think I saw the full trailer. I hope Square Enix don't copyright. I'm going to keep it real low. Put my ad lib in it. Final Fantasy 7 Battle Royale. I don't like it. Join the fray. Waste your foes. Make up the ranks. That looks kind of cool. They're using materia and shit. Oh, that's kind of cool. If somebody, she's dressed like a Kokobo, they sniping people. You can use melee combat. This is actually pretty dope. And you could use what is it, the wind magic to go up. Oh, that's cool. He's using a sword. Oh man. Ifrit, motherfucker summon Ifrit and fucking up. Oh my god. Oh my god. They're fighting like random enemies too? What is that about? They're fighting that first boss from the remake. You can become history's first soldier? I want to play that, but not on mobile though. See, I don't see why they wouldn't put this on console. I think this, to be honest, it would make a killing on console. Just think of all the people like salivating, waiting for like the next Final Fantasy remake and this update as well. They would eat this up. I don't get why. It's got to come to console at some point. So, yeah, speaking of games that should be coming to console as well, that are only planned for mobile, at least currently, is yet another Final Fantasy VII Remake game. But this one, weirdly enough, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, so that this is what that actually was. So basically, it's a single-player RPG covering all Final Fantasy VII titles, including compilations. So what does that include? Let me tell you. Final Fantasy VII Advent Children, which is basically the movie. Final Fantasy VII Before Crisis, which was like technically yet another mobile prequel game that was only on mobiles. I think it was like super ancient mobile phones or something like that, and maybe restricted to only like Japan and or Asia, I want to say. Then of course you have the immaculate, great, magnificent Crisis Core, which is, I'm very curious. And then Dirge of Cerberus, which is the spin-off game with Vincent. I believe it's more of a shooter, which I weirdly have one of the most random games to have that I recall having. I do have that I definitely plan to play now, considering that one random character at the end of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. Why do I want to say Encore now? Because that I got core in the head now. On guard. I want to say on guard so bad. I know it's, but what's that game you want, son? You want that Final Fantasy VII on grade? Is it on guard? No, Dad. Dad.
Dad.
I thought it was that Final Fantasy VII the damn Final Fantasy VII On Guard in Enchante.
Dad, shut up! Oh my god!
Oh god, that's funny. Oh man. It's so many of them dads out there just giving their kids a hard time, just being just intentionally trolling the hell out of them. I ain't gonna lie, that's probably gonna be me. Let's be honest, that's probably gonna be me if I ever have kids. But that shit is funny. You playing that what you playing that Final Fantasy Uncharted Uncharted? Oh man. What you playing? You playing that Final Fantasy Uncharted?
Dad, get the
Oh my god. Oh man. Oh man. That son would be hella salty. That just totally ruined his vibe playing the game and everything.
you're not my dad anymore.
Oh man. That's rich. That's rich. So I'm sorry to get detracted. That shit was cracking me up. Yeah, so Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, basically literally the whole lineage of the Final Fantasy, I guess sub series, if anything. But basically, it's supposedly the whole of the entire compilation of Final Fantasy VII and more. I'm very curious what more is, but what's the biggest, I guess, disappointment, annoyance is that one, this is only mobile, and two, if you see some of the gameplay, it looks like a damn faithful, like literal 1-to-1 remake of Final Fantasy VII if it were to be remade today. You know, using the somewhat semi-chibi, I guess, S characters, but it looks pretty good though. It's like faithful to Final Fantasy VII original, you know, in a more, I guess, hardcore sense for, I guess, Final Fantasy VII purists that, you know, want it to be like literally as close as possible to the original game, which this actually pretty definitely abides by, I'd say, for sure. You got the bar. He's going everywhere. He looks very high def, but still keeping that chibi-esque vibe from 7, like all other characters. Oh man. And then playing this all way like Crisis Core and freaking a lot of these I've not played, like before Crisis, especially Advent Children. Curious to see how they translate that to a game. Yeah, and then when they're battling, it seems to revert to the remake battling, where it looks more like, you know, the Final Fantasy VII remake characters and battling and battle system and everything, but it's turn based. So essentially what a lot of purists wanted in terms of like literal turn based. If this does not come to console, and then they're showing Crisis Core, Zach pulling out his original. Oh my god. 2022 for iOS and Android, when it should have been on at least Switch at the very least. I am disgusted. Square Enix, if you're hearing this, I am disgusted. This needs to be on every damn console known to man immediately. Don't take my words lightly, Square Enix. Don't you dare. I swear to God. Yeah, this is like one of the most Square Enix things to do, man. This is totally a Square Enix thing. I would assume it's got to come to console at some point. Cause at least maybe our best indicators that the one Final Fantasy 15 mobile, I guess Final Fantasy 15 mobile version, I believe came, I'm pretty sure it premiered on mobile and then got ported to like the Switch and PS4 at least. Not sure about Xbox, but it's gotta be. It's gotta be, because that is too, people want that. Just not on mobile though. Just give us the option. Can we transfer our saves or something? That's I'm not gonna lie, that's a little infuriating, man. Like, people literally want this and they're giving it to them. You can have it, but on your iPhone, huh? You want it on your iPhone, right? I know you do. No, I don't. I really don't. I really don't. It's disappointing. And yeah, I guess that's also weird that like they're doing this, but they're they're also remaking Final Fantasy, but they're remaking it again, but demaking it technically, but also continuing the next part, but also adding DLC episode to it as well. I mean it's Final Fantasy 7, so I mean I'm loving it, but at the same time I am so confused as well. This seems like a totally a Nomura thing, but hey, it's It's his playground. We're just riding in it. You know what I mean? And we just riding in it. That's all we're doing. We're just riding. We're just riding in it. Okay, it's enough gushing. I think I blew my Final Fantasy 7 load. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get explicit, but I mean, it's really no way to quantify what you guys just witnessed. So, staying in line with PlayStation news. PlayStation. That's it. Thank you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. So PlayStation officially announced the next generation of PlayStation VR. So it seems to be, still in development. I believe they said 2022. I don't even think they gave a definitive date, but it is coming, and it's coming very hard. Just that's totally an action movie thing. Actually, I'll read I'll read their statement. Why not? More than 4 years ago, I got to get my talk in. More than 4 years ago, we launched PlayStation VR to offer a transformative new way to play games on PS4, providing a much stronger sense of presence and deeper immersions to players compared with traditional games. In that time, we've seen tremendous experiences that have propelled virtual reality gaming forward, including highly acclaimed titles like Astrobot Rescue Mission, Tetris Effect, Blood and Truth, Moss, Beat Saber, and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. We've also enhanced the experience for some PSVR titles when played on PS4 Pro and PlayStation 5. Today, I'm pleased to share that our next generation VR system will be coming to PlayStation 5, enabling the ultimate entertainment experience with dramatic leaps in performance and interactivity. Players will feel an even greater sense of presence and become even more immersed in their game worlds once they put on the new headset. We're continuing to innovate with our new VR system so that our fans can continue to enjoy the unique experiences that are synonymous with PlayStation. We're taking what we've learned since launching PSVR on PS4 to develop a new next-gen VR system that enhances everything from resolution and field of view to tracking and input. It will connect to PS5 with a single cord to simplify setup and improve ease of use while enabling a high-fidelity visual experience. I think you get the point. Actually, no. No, this is actually some good stuff. One of the innovations we're excited about is our new VR controller, which will incorporate some of the key features found in the DualSense wireless controller, along with a focus on great ergonomics. That's just one of the examples of future-proof technology we're developing to match our vision for a whole new generation of VR games and experiences. There's still a lot of development underway for our new VR system, so it won't be launching in 2021, but we wanted to provide this early update to our fans, as the development community has started to work on creating new worlds for you to explore in virtual reality. We also want to thank all of our PSVR players for your continued support, with upcoming games like After the Fall, Sniper Elite VR, and Humanity. There's so much more to come for PSVR, whether you're playing on PS4 or PS5. With both PlayStation VR and the next generation VR system we're building, our commitment to virtual reality as a medium for games is stronger than ever. We look forward to sharing more details in the future. Oh, they were yelling at that. I don't know. So, PSVR is still alive. VR is going nowhere, it seems, along with the Oculus Quest 2 and whatnot. So, I think this next VR might be the one I bite the bullet on. This might be the one I might go in on. I've yet to dabble in VR or fully embrace VR for that matter. But this might be it. This might be the one, Chief. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. We'll see, PlayStation. We'll see. But pretty cool though. At least it feels like PlayStation VR is not going the way of 3D in terms of, semi gimmicky stuff that eventually drifted away. But hey, I respect it. I appreciate it. I do. Moving on. Keeping still in line with PlayStation news. In an interview with Jim Ryan, head of PlayStation, there's a lot in this interview, actually. A lot more details. But one thing that did pop up in particular was the mention of PlayStation games coming to PC. In the interview with GQ, they talked about the possibility of more PlayStation exclusives coming to PC, which at least so far we got Horizon Zero Dawn and I guess technically Death Stranding, even though I think the deal is, I think that still applies. But either way, 2 exclusives that currently have jumped to PC as well. And they also did announce that Days Gone is also coming to PC this spring. At least his statement specifically, a whole slate of them is on the way, starting with Days Gone this spring. So, I mean, if they are allergic to money, I mean, I guess they won't put Bloodborne out. But I mean, if they want money, they will put Bloodborne out. I'm just saying. That's obviously the big omission desire, but I think we'll probably hear about that. That feels like a June announcement for PlayStation, at least whatever that's gonna look like. But feels like a very June announcement, a E3 announcement that'll get a lot of people riled up in the best way, We'll see though. We'll see. I like this meme on Reset Era talking about this topic where it's got Thanos. It's got Thanos, but with the what is it? Thanos, with the rings or Infinity Stones, but he's showing like money, credit card, wallet. It's got his face plastered on Thanos, and he's about to snap. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. You gotta give credit where credit's due. Still sticking on that PlayStation news train. Choo-choo. Gets me every time. PlayStation confirmed that Japan Studio will be quote unquote reorganized within the company. So for the most part, that means that in layman's terms, it pretty much means that the studio's going down. They're shutting the studio down. Shutting the studio down, yo. They shutting the studio down. Then PlayStation's gonna come back and be like, you know what? All right, y'all did good. We turning the studio back on. Literally an hour later. All right, y'all been messing up. We shutting the studio down. Then it it just becomes that cycle until somebody eventually just gives up. But man, this is very concerning, I have to say. In terms of the potential impact, at least, it feels like that they're just no longer embracing the Japanese, what feels like origins of PlayStation. But I know maybe that's not 100% true, but it feels like a lot of Japanese games were very, I don't know, essential in making PlayStation what it is today, if that makes sense. Excluding like third party, publishers, developers, whatever. But this is very concerning, I have to say. I don't know. We'll have to see what this actually comes to be down the road, but I don't know. Just totally getting rid of the Japan Studio. That just does not feel right. I feel like PlayStation has always been closely tied to the Japanese market in a lot of ways. So it's kind of weird now to see it like that. But I know generally the most popular consoles in Japan are more portable based, I guess, considering that nature in Japan. So it's weird. It's just weird, It's weird. It's the only way I can describe it. Yeah, man. Moving on. Let's see here. I've been missing my time codes. It's all bad. I'm gonna have to do all this in post. I'm just creating more work for myself. That's what I do. That's what I do. Blizzconline happened last Friday, I believe. It seemed very weird in terms of the format. It seemed like it was live and then it wasn't, but it is, but it was not. I guess the weird part about it was that it seemed like they were streaming live, but at the same time they were releasing a lot of their pre-recorded stuff at the same time, if that makes sense, or it just wasn't showing on my feeds in terms of like live feeds of the event. It was very weird. I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't in the right loop about stuff, but either way, there was a decent amount to be dissected from it for sure. One of the bigger ones is World of Warcraft Burning Crusade Classic coming in 2021. So I guess this is the next iteration of World of Warcraft Vanilla, I believe, because I think Vanilla already released. And I think this is the next thing for Vanilla, I want to say. Let me do some brief checking. Yeah, I believe so. I guess it's like, it seems like now they're gradually releasing the classic versions of each I don't know, expansion, which is kind of interesting when you think about it. Just if you really want that hardcore experience, there you go. And then on top of that, which at least I think is pretty big, as somebody who's not even that into Diablo, Diablo 2 Resurrected, which is basically just a remaster of Diablo 2, but with a couple of added additions. Cross progression, I know, was a big one. Also on PC, Xbox Series XS, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Nintendo Switch. And particularly with the Nintendo Switch, which is pretty dope, is it does support cross save. So you can be playing hardcore on Diablo 4. Get my ass beat. I'm trying to think of what the flow is like in that game, but I'm not playing it that much. I can't even remember. But basically, you could be playing on PC, making that progress, and then when you have to go somewhere, going out of town, whatever, you can just transfer your save to the Switch, play on the Switch, and then when you come back, same old, which is pretty damn awesome. I, for one, endorse cross save as much as possible to as many platforms as possible. I may be speaking as someone who owns multiple consoles, but hey, I mean, regardless, most people nowadays, if anything, either have a PC and or some other console minimum. In some other, obviously other cases, people just have a PC, but generally, hey, you know what I mean? It's been an interesting debate. I know this game, in terms of with the fantasy league I'm in, if this game is considered a remaster or a remake. But I guess ultimately they decided remake, but I don't know. It feels like they said they kept the game pretty much, you know, what it was intact, but they just put, you know, graphical improvements over it all. And I think multiplayer, and that's pretty much it, to my understanding. Let me look at some of the details real quick. Remaster audio include music, 7.1 sound, remade 3D models. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can do the classic remake toggle where you can toggle between the original game look as well as the upgraded HD look, that's a pretty dope touch. The original game is still running all gameplay mechanics and timings at original 25 FPS under the hood. May possibly support ultra-wide monitors. Controller support, including PC. That's pretty big. Because I always recall Diablo being strictly PC based, especially with the mouse and stuff. And, of course, console ports. Shared stash. I'm not sure what that necessarily means. Maybe with all your characters. Optional classic mode for vanilla experience without the expansion content. Diablo 2 classic players will have original stash. Mod support offline. That's pretty cool. No couch co-op though. That's a bit of a bummer, but you can do local play via Switch, which is pretty cool. That's a pretty decent trade-off, I'd say. And then full online support with modern BattleNet, cross progression, like I said before. No cross play, but you can see every platform on leaderboards. Possibly could be implemented later. Don't need internet to play offline characters. Won't need to worry about realm downs. I don't know what that means. Friends list. I guess it integrates with the Battle.net friends list. So yeah, all in all, I hear this is like the bee's knees of, I don't know, RPGs, or one of the classic, at least PC games of all time. So I'm definitely gonna take that plunge, and you may never hear from me ever again after whenever this comes out. So don't think we got a release date yet, though. Let me double check. No, just 2021. So no release date yet. Sticking in line with that, they also revealed another game called the Blizzard Arcade Collection, which launched that Friday. It includes The Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing, and Blackthorn for $19.99. The biggest one for me personally that I have a pretty decent amount of nostalgia for is freaking Rock and Roll Racing. I used to watch it a lot. Watch my brother play that a lot, and I played it a decent amount as well. I think with him at some point, but that one's definitely I think worth admission for me personally. So, and you do have a lot of options too with it. So like pretty much for all three games, you can switch between the SNES and Genesis version, I guess, except Blackthorn, which I would assume there wasn't a Genesis version. the definitive version of each, which I believe at least for most of these games, it's adjusted to our current aspect ratio, 16:9, and I think upgraded graphics slightly in terms of, you know, smoothing out stuff and other things like that, I'd assume. A museum with some behind the scenes stuff, and a 4-player versus mode specifically for Rock and Roll Racing. That is pretty awesome, because I think you were limited to the 2-player versus in the original game, so that's pretty welcomed, I'd say. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna, boy, I'm going back to that awesome soundtrack. And I think that was another cool aspect too. They remastered the soundtrack, but of course you can also play the classic soundtrack as well. So as that Rock and Roll Racing is worth it alone for me. So I'm just saying. And then probably the biggest, or at least for me personally, it seems, the biggest aspect of this Blizzconline is that they revealed Overwatch 2, or at least more information regarding it. They were kind of everywhere in terms of like the details about the game. They touched on a lot of the PvE stuff, which seems to be very very varied and interesting across a lot of avenues, if that makes sense, in terms of like there's a lot of different various missions you can do on each of the maps, which I assume will also incorporate the old maps from Overwatch 1 as well. And like one detail I remember is that like if you're doing a payload but against enemies, sometimes the payload would actually go to a totally different direction, which obviously for PvP wouldn't really be feasible, but for PvE seems to be totally fine. So that's pretty cool. They showed redesigns of some of the characters. They're okay, I guess. I don't know. I have to see it in action and, spend more time seeing these characters to see how I feel now that we have like a comparison to the original Overwatch. What else? They showed a new character. Well, I think she was shown before, but they never showed her gameplay, which they gave us a little bit. I think her name was Sanala. Let me look it up. What was her name? What is her name? Sojourn. That's what it is. Sojourn. So it seems like what they were saying is that this character, she's like black and she got white hair with the dreads. She looks, or how she played, at least in the trailers, that she seems to be very, how do you even describe it? Very what they were saying was like old school shooter-esque, like Quake, kind of like, yeah, her character seemed like a love letter to Quake, it felt like, because she had a railgun, and she very much, her play style seemed to very much reward like accuracy more than anything. So it's yet to be seen how she fully plays. Obviously I would assume we'll get that whenever 2 comes out. At least I'm pretty sure they confirmed that it's not coming out in 2021 at least. So that game I gambled on, boy, I lost that. So there was that. And was there anything else specifically? They were talking about a couple of changes to like the general gameplay of Overwatch, where I know a lot of this is subject to change though, but one was interesting is that I think there's going to be 5 characters instead of 6, potentially. And then in terms of the roles specifically, there's going to be some differences there where role wise, it seems specifically that there's more emphasis on the tanks, it felt like, at least what they were bringing attention to. So that's pretty cool. And of course, a lot of various other stuff, but it's hard to fully, I guess, really go off on not knowing if a lot of this is going to be concrete, and considering their development status right now, it seems to be very yet to be determined. But hey, I'm excited for it. And as well, it seems, obviously, I don't think they ruled out the, I guess it was pretty much confirmed anyway, but you know, the natural integration, if you just want to stick with Overwatch 1, since Overwatch 2 is mainly just the PvE stuff that you will be purchasing in it for. So all in all, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. We'll see when we get it, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it. What next? Oh yeah, Anthem. Anthem Next has been canceled. Has been canceled. So I think in one of the previous episodes I was talking about Anthem, but looks like that game is no more now, because they did I guess there was a big week they're going to determine whether they're going to proceed with development or not, but it looks like nay. So at least officially they announced on BioWare's site, in the spirit, let me read the statement. In the spirit of transparency and closure, we wanted to share that we've made the difficult decision to stop our new development work on Anthem, aka Anthem Next. We will, however, continue to keep the Anthem live service running as it exists today. Since Anthem's launch, the team has been working hard to continually improve the game, releasing multiple updates that brought with them a variety of improvements and introduced new content to play. Towards the end of the 2019, we expanded on that effort and started working on a more fundamental restructure of the game. I know this will be disappointing to the community of Anthem players who have been excited to see the improvements we've been working on. It's also disappointing for the team who were doing brilliant work. And for me personally, Anthem is what brought me to BioWare, and the last 2 years have been some of the most challenging and rewarding experience in my career. Game development is hard. Decisions like this are not easy. Moving forward, we need to laser focus on our efforts as a studio and strengthen the next Dragon Age and Mass Effect titles while continuing to provide quality updates to Star Wars: The Old Republic. So, R.I.P. Anthem. We barely knew ye. Pour one out. I'm glad I didn't bite the bullet. I was debating, but I was like, yeah, something about it just didn't sit right with me. And looks like it's technically kind of right. So, yeah. Moving on. The fighting game Roundtable took place this last Saturday, I think. Some decent announcements and news, but I guess the main focus, well, it depends on who you ask. I guess the focus was to have the various fighting game developers, have a discussion in terms of like the current state of fighting games. At least this go around, the episode was about, or this event was about. They emphasized a lot on rollback netcode and, well, I guess advocating Ethernet over Wi-Fi, which personally I do agree with that sentiment. Obviously, everybody can't abide by it, but trying to be as fair as possible about it as you can without trying to alienate or completely alienate a lot of other people. So that seemed to be a big point, just addressing the increase in Ethernet players over Wi-Fi and things like that. But yeah, one interesting thing is that the fact that Guilty Gear Strive kind of ruined this for a lot of things, to be honest. It literally showed that you can make a fighting game with rollback netcode, and it does work, and doesn't necessarily matter specifically on your internet connection for that. But of course, obviously, it does help in a lot of ways. But yeah. So that I recall being a big topic. A lot of other miscellaneous stuff that I don't recall, amongst them in terms of developing games under the COVID conditions and stuff like that. Then after that, they pretty much got into the announcements for the most part. The first one, which is very like weird, random, what the fuck, is they show one of the most briefest teasers, because that's definitely what it is. That's like a small teaser for a teaser, but I guess that's a teaser. But they showed a teaser trailer for a Poland Prime Minister character, and that was it. So apparently the next DLC character, is going to be a Prime Minister of Poland. She got the white hair. She got a scar on her face, because all Poland people have scars on their face, obviously, right? Of course. And I guess she's going to be further revealed at the Tekken, I forgot what you even call it, Tekken Fist. Tekken Fist Championship. That's what it is. It's what it is. If you're not a Tekken player, because you would have known that. So it would have been cool to see her play, but I guess that this is probably my gripe so far with Fighting Game Roundtable. I feel like everybody does show up and talk, which I think honestly that's understandably the biggest, I guess, goal of that is to have people join together and discuss the fighting game community and development process. But it feels like everybody just like is briefly showing their cards, but not to the desirable point of going to these events or watching these events fully worth it, which that's starting to be my gripe. We'll see with the next couple ones, but I don't know. I just don't know. So we had that. Next, Eureka, they dropped a bomb. A Fighting EX layer. I gotta do it. Fighting EX layer. Another dash. It's announced for Switch. What's very funny to me, at least I acknowledged it when I was watching it with my roommate, was that they were showing gameplay, presumably for the Switch version, and it was like literally no performance hit, no compromise for that game at all. It looked like it ran pretty decent for the pretty much fine, almost equally to the PlayStation 4 version, which is, I find that very funny. So, yeah. But all in all, it seems like they're making a lot of decent improvements. Apparently the net code is better. They call it delayed based backstep interrupt. Yeah, we'll update to robot net code after release, apparently. So we'll see how that goes. I think there was a card system to the game, but I think they revamped it now where you can use all three, which kind of, I think opens up the gameplay a bit, at least from what I briefly played from the game. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll give it a shot. Fighting EX layer. Another dash. That's so Eureka. That title is so Eureka. I appreciate it though. I do. Then after that, we had the Samurai Showdown. We got a more in-depth look at Cham Cham. And then also, I guess again, all this damn dick teasing and nobody all this damn dick teasing, nobody sucking. Let me stop. So Samurai Spirits in Guilty Gear. So there's going to be a guest guilty character that's going to be in the next season pass, or the next character in the season pass 3 for Samurai Spirits, aka Samurai Showdown. Samurai Showdown. I hate it and love it at the same time. Samurai Showdown. Hey Billy, you want to play some Samurai Showdown? You literally have to say that. There's no exception. Whew. After that, they revealed King of Fighters 15, the next character, Chizuru Kagura. Hopefully I did that justice, but actually, you know what? Chizuru Kagura. Chizuru Kagura. I'm having too much fun with that. I am. So I guess she forms the team Sacred Treasures between, I'm going to fuck these names up so hard. I want to say Kyo, and I'm probably wrong. The dude with the red hair. And you know what? I'm not even going to embarrass myself like that. The three iconic characters from King of Fighters that you should know. I don't know, but I'm just testing you because you should know. So, yeah. If you did know. If you did know. I don't like it. Then after that, we got Aino revealed for Guilty Gear Strive as I believe the last base character of the game. I remember her. She was cute. She got the big hat. She got the I don't even know what you call it, the demon hat, where she be eating stuff and shooting stuff out of his mouth with her hat. I like it. Makes my nipples hard, but I'm sorry. I'm just acknowledging the obvious. Stating the obvious. So she looks cool. I think that was it for then freaking Capcom, the Street Fighter people, they basically re-announced what they already announced earlier in the week, I want to say. And then on top of that, of course, what do we get? Hey, you wanna play against Wolverine and Deadpool and Venom and Hulk, She-Hulk, and Marvel again? Yeah. Well, hey, we got a game for you, Fortnite, because we got Chun-Li and Ryu in the game now. So yeah. We got Chun-Li and Ryu in the game. Like they're trying to get some reaction. I guess. So yeah, and more characters I like coming to Fortnite, which I don't like. I'm telling you, my hugest gripe with Fortnite is that the game is literally based on building. Like, pretty much you can't win the game, maybe unless by luck or if, people aren't using it. But unless you build, that's pretty much the only way you can really be competent in the game, it feels like. Which I don't really like that aspect of Fortnite. So, trust me, I've tried a few times. I'm like, all right, let me try some Fortnite. All right, let me try some Fortnite. I could just never get into it. I buckled and bought the John Wick skin, and then I just like, now I'm over it. And then yeah, so Chun-Li and Ryu, and then they had the damn trailer where they in the classic Street Fighter 2. Then this damn Jigaboo joined this the fucking generic blonde haired, blue eyed fucking colonizer of fucking video game came and freaking teleported his ass while Ryu and Chun-Li were having a fight. He's like, hey, you guys coming in Fortnite, I don't care what y'all say. And then now we got Ryu and Chun-Li in damn Fortnite now. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And keeping in line with that, of yet another epic character that I recently actually like now that has also joined Fortnite. Freaking Ripley and the Xenomorph from Alien is also coming to Fortnite. So this is like one of the biggest crossovers ever in games, and yeah, it feels kind of bad. We're Ryu and Wolverine are fighting in Fortnite before Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Man, that just feels, how depressing does that feel? You know what I mean? Not to take away from any people that thoroughly enjoy Fortnite. Not trying to rain on anybody's parade. Just personally, it's just not my preference, and it's a bit frustrating that a game I want to like, but I don't, is getting all these characters I really do like for a game I don't like. It hurts. It's like torture, but even torture-ier. So, yeah. Sorry not to depress anybody, but I just had to state, cover these topics. You know what I mean? Just trying to do my job. Moving on. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 confirmed to be getting next-gen updates for PS5, Xbox Series X, but in addition is also coming to Nintendo Switch. All on March 26th, these are coming out. Another cool aspect, a paid upgrade of $10 if you have the current gen game. But it is free for those who bought the digital deluxe edition of the game. So, that's cool. I don't think I knew that. Variety upgrades such as super crisp 120 FPS at 1080p, native 4K at 60 FPS, spatial audio, and more. That's pretty dope. And then of course the Switch version. And I saw the Switch trailer. It looks pretty good. I think the only I guess compromise is that it's 30 FPS instead of 60. But outside of that, looks pretty damn close to the console versions. It seems like, at least, I guess obviously take YouTube video with a grain of salt in terms of compression and stuff. But outside of that, it does look pretty good. Does look pretty damn good. I like it. I like it a lot. So I mean, it's mandatory. I mean, thoroughly enjoyed the PlayStation 4 version. Hey, I'm a double dip. I'm a double dip. You better believe I am dipping that chip so far in that dip. It's not even gonna look like a chip no more. It ain't even gonna look like a chip anymore. You hear me? It ain't gonna look like a chip. Chip in your dip. That is all. Thank you very much. Next topic. If you see me typing stuff, I'm literally typing codes for the next topic so I can actually be organized. Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat. Ooh, I'm sorry, I might need to go off on this. Fatality. Friendship. Friendship? Babality. What was another one? I just got to get it all out right now. Brutality. Oh man, that felt good. All right, so Mortal Kombat movie tweeted, as well as a couple others, that Mortal Kombat the Red Band trailer has become the most viewed Red Band trailer of all time currently, at 116 million views in its first week. So I'd say it's safe to say people fiending for that Mortal Kombat. We fiending. That kind of makes sense considering how, like, I think it's technically the highest selling fighting game of all time. Technically. I think that's true. That technically is the highest selling fighting game of all time. Even surpassing Street Fighter, I believe. I think, yeah, especially with the weird funkiness of 5. I would assume that's the case. Actually, I think we can fact check that right now. Best-selling fighting game. It might be Smash, actually, but yeah, Smash is technically the best-selling fighting game of all time, but I know it's up there. Yeah, we could look at best-selling fighting games. So Smash Brothers Ultimate is number 1. Street Fighter 2 is 2. Smash Brothers Brawl is 3. Mortal Kombat X is 4. Damn, Mortal Kombat 11 isn't even in there. Wow. Number 4, that's pretty good though, actually. And these, I don't know, Street Fighter 2 is kind of cheating because it's so many versions of Street Fighter 2. Which one is actually being, like, I don't know, counted. So that's that's kind of up for debate. I guess it must be collectively. I don't know. Either way, number 4 is pretty good. It's up there. So, but yeah, I mean, hey, hopefully this movie delivers. Oh, best believe I'm watching it day 1 on HBO Max. For certain. I'm gonna see Jax make a Steve Harvey joke while he bashes somebody's head in. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be great. But it's good to see. It's definitely a very good indicator that people are fertile for some Mortal Kombat. Dare I say, fatality for Mortal Kombat. That was attempt at the joke. I'm sorry, it didn't work out. I apologize. So finally, that covers all of the news for this week. Let's get into what I've been playing, which actually hasn't been much this week, surprisingly. Modern Warfare. I keep playing it and I keep enjoying it, so I keep playing it. Actually, I was grinding. I did say what I was gonna do. I got to rank 200, which I guess is, at least for most people, it seems like in the Call of Duty community, that seems to be like the goal, where pretty much after you get to 200, people just generally quit after that, because it's really is not necessarily any incentive, because technically you can reach 1,000, but there's not necessarily any incentive to do so. And getting to rank 1,000, that just, you literally have to only play that game only, and that just is too unrealistic for somebody like me that loves to play and dabble in a lot of games coming out and stuff like that. So that's a no-go for me personally, but hey, to each his own. But I got some of the unlocks, a lot of the challenges actually, taking advantage of the shipment or shoot the ship playlist. I got all my camos for my shield, got all the camos for my melee weapons, my Kali sticks and my Kodachis. It's great. So now I'm trying to grind out the launchers, and I think I just have launchers, marksman rifles, and snipers left, and I will have officially earned the Damascus camo. This is probably my first time ever completing a camo, full camo challenge for a Call of Duty game. So, hey, I'm enjoying it. So, and yeah. So after that, actually got into the Guilty Gear Strive beta as well this past weekend. I have to say, as somebody who plays fighting games, how do I even describe it? I say casually. I think casually is pretty accurate. Somebody who plays fighting games pretty decently casually. Excuse me, I'll sip my water. Stay hydrated. I thoroughly enjoyed the beta for Strive. Definitely has a lot of promise for certain. I was grinding with Nagoriyuki. I was practicing some of the combos. I'm liking him. He's definitely a very risk reward character, which weirdly is kind of up my alley, because that is generally like the play style I do like. I do love risk and reward. So I am actually thoroughly enjoyed him a lot. I messed with the multiplayer, which is pretty cool and fun. I guess people had issues with the multiplayer lobbies in terms of how it looks and stuff. Wasn't necessarily a big issue for me, I guess, because I personally just train and then I match make while I'm training for a match. So it wasn't a big deal to me, at least where I was at. But so yeah, did that. Mess with a couple of other characters. Giovanna, she seems pretty cool. Soul, gotta do it. Soul bad guy. Soul bad guy. Soul bad guy. He was pretty dope. So yeah, I guess a couple observations, at least I was playing with my roommates as well with this one, was that some of these characters are ridiculously broken. I'm not trying to call out any people. Potman Bitchkin, I think that's his name. Potman Bitchkin. I'm pretty sure that's his name. Yeah, he's fucking broken as fuck. Oh my god, he need to be nerfed. Somebody need to give him a nerf certificate. Give his ass a nerf gift card or something, because he need it. He need him so bad. Yeah, he can. And then I was seeing some YouTube videos as well with his combos. That man, he is unfair. He Potman Bitchkin, he need to be patched. He need to be nerf his ass to oblivion. I swear to God, please. So you got him. Who else? I hear Key, the Kai, I think it's KYE. KY jelly guy. I'm sorry, Kai mains. I apologize. If I ever get that low, I may use that one. I'm sorry. Yeah, I believe he's pretty broken. Who else? I guess that's all really. Outside of that, everybody else is pretty Oh my god. Goddamn hair. What the hell? Excuse me. He's pretty broken, but outside of that, it's a pretty great experience, specifically online, which is, you know, damn near the make or break thing for fighting games nowadays, especially considering our current conditions we're in right now. Yeah, this is some of the best netcode I've played in, like, I can't even remember. So I am thoroughly enjoying it. I guess one other issue, it's not really necessarily related, but I guess the iffiness of fight stick support for games, because like this type of game I feel most comfortable playing with a fight pad, and actually that's kind of been what I've been moving towards now for fighting games in general, over fight sticks. I feel like I'm just more accurate with fight pads over fight sticks, but I guess weirdly enough, this game doesn't support, maybe it will when the retail game comes out, but it doesn't support at least fight pads. But I guess that's more so a PlayStation issue where it doesn't necessarily support fight pads. So that kind of sucks. But I guess I think it, for some weird reason, it will technically support fight sticks but not fight pads. So may eventually have to bite the bullet, or maybe might need to get a workaround, but feel like I may be better off just biting the bullet. And well, whenever they release fight pads for the PlayStation 5, but probably the only other gripe I guess I had, but you know, it's obviously uncontrollable, not necessarily the game to blame. I think that's just more of a PlayStation 5 operating system issue. But all in all, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The gameplay for sure seems very balanced. It seems to be probably one of the most user friendly games I've played in terms of like fighting games, and you know, introducing people to fighting games. It seems to be very welcoming in terms of introducing people who maybe haven't played a fighting game or maybe is just curious. I say this is definitely a great starting point because it definitely gives you a lot of education and explains a lot of things to you to get a grasp of stuff. So highly recommend it. I'm definitely going to get it when it comes out. This definitely sold me. I was kind of on the fence at first, but this definitely sold me. Of course, they got a black samurai vampire. How could I not get it? How could I not? It's literally Blade, but a samurai. You gotta get it. So outside of that, that's pretty much all I would have been playing. So to get into what I've been watching, boy oh boy, I watched actually a lot of stuff recently. Of course, episode 7 of WandaVision. Man, pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Huge spoilers for WandaVision episode 7. If you have not watched it, I don't know who you are, or I just don't know you. I just don't know you. I can never talk to you. Hey, all I'm gonna say, it was Agatha all along. Hey, got them pipes. I'm just saying. Got it one more time. It was Agatha all along. Yeah, I guess that's probably gonna be the theme of 2021. Just bumping you know, black people done got a hold of it and made a whole remix out of it. It's tragic. It's tragic. It's just picking up too much steam. It's gaining too much power. It's funny though. I mean, it's probably the biggest non-surprise of all time, I'd say. I mean, the writing was on the wall. I mean, we just got the validation, which was, you know, pretty good too. But it's like, I mean, all the theories and everything is like, it was a done deal. And of course, we got that validation this episode where, you know, hey, it was Agatha all along. So you get that. What else? Oh yeah, of course. It seemed like Photon's powers awakened or were attained. I guess that's still kind of up in the air if that's like what her situation is, like what events happened before this that maybe she might have had the powers all along, or they awakened, or she just attained them during that moment. I don't know, but it was pretty cool, Monica, got into the shield. I'm very much truncating this episode. Got through the shield. I guess the theme of this episode was Malcolm in the Middle, was it? No, I'm mixing that. I think that was episode 6. This one was The Office, and I think recreational family. I totally butchered that. I know. Parks and Rec, I think. Where it's a office style, camera style, where it's like a little shaky, and then there's like post interviews, like during scenes or between scenes and stuff. So there was that, and then Monica was coming to save Wanda, trying to help her out, get her out, and then Wanda was like, no, and then she used her powers. She was about to throw Monica's ass again. Monica was like, no, I've had enough. And then when she was about to get dropped, she's like, nope, superhero landing, you ain't gonna get me, bitch. She had the most cold, one of the most coldest superhero landings known to man. She's like, wait a minute. I saw a meme on Twitter when that happened, because she's like, this was all happening outside the neighborhood of her the front of her house, and Monica's like combating her. She's like, no, what you gonna do? You ain't gonna do shit, blah blah blah. And then all the neighbors, shit, what are you gonna do, Wanda? You ain't gonna take that, are you? That was funny. But so it was that, and then what's her name diffused the situation. And the kids are gone, so we don't know what happened to kids, because Agatha had the kids and now they're not to be seen. And Agatha bit a kid once, so I mean, what are we gonna do with that? I mean, it's all the stars are aligning, so so then they get to her lair, and then she gets trapped and or mind controlled, and then Monica comes to save her during the credits or mid credits, and then fucking Pietro, whoever this dude is, Mephisto looking, rabbit looking, he like, Snoop is gonna snoop. I'm like, all right, so are you gonna help me, or what we gonna they just cut there, and like, what's gonna happen after that? I don't know, but we'll see tonight. Well, if you're Pacific time, it premieres midnight for us, but I'm definitely watching it at midnight, because technically 2 episodes left, including this one tonight. So I'm ready. And then there's still this cameo that's supposed to happen in the next few episodes. We don't even know who that is still. It's apparently somebody who the Vision actor has wanted to work with for a long time. So I mean, it's like, it's got to be somebody reputable, somebody like established, seasoned or something, but we'll see. Will Mephisto reveal himself? Is Pietro Mephisto? Are these hoes loyal? Find out on the next episode of WandaVision. Whatever. So also side note, I was I'm eating this shit up, so to kind of satiate that immense hunger for WandaVision, I've been trying to appease that by watching YouTube theory videos to kind of get some expectations. And also, I do like using YouTube as a, what do you call it, a analytical like tool to kind of not decompress, but fully absorb what I've consumed already, if that makes sense. Where a lot of details go over your head and you don't think about. I do appreciate YouTube for kind of adding more emphasis, or like, hey, here's something that you missed. And they're like, oh crap, man, that totally makes sense now, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So I've been eating that up, and you know, I've talked about it a little bit briefly on Twitter, is that some of these theories, the amount of reach is immaculate, I have to say. Like, somebody's like, man, hey, Wanda, if you look on her right butt cheek, if you know, she farts 2 times, she could create yet even more mutants. So keep on the lookout for that. If she farts in a hexagon 2 times, she's gonna spawn the mutants. Trust me on this one. All right. You guys, you guys aren't WandaVision fans. You guys aren't. You guys aren't. You guys aren't Marvel fans. So yeah, loving WandaVision. Attack on Titan. I still don't know what's going on, actually. Oh yeah, no. Okay, last episode, Gabby, and bitch other dude, I don't even know his name because he ain't even important to me because he's a bitch as well. But they escaped and killed a dude because they bitches. And they ran and were trying to find some salvation, and they found this, I guess, town where I guess apparently a lot of orphans are. And then, you know, Gabby has this old, you know, her bitch ass talking about, oh, they never should have took my family, blah, blah, blah. Like, bitch, you destroyed our family first, you know, killing Aaron's mom and shit. Fuck you, bitch. All right, so I'm sorry. Clearly, I have a lot of disdain towards it, Gabby, if you haven't picked that up, but I digress. So, you know, they have a little back and forth here and there, and, you know, they how do you say it? Acclimate. Yeah, acclimate to staying with them, and then I guess she takes them to where her the lady, the girl, I forgot her name, that found the two, and explain like what happened in very detailed fashion, that you know, why would the Titans kill her mom and they didn't do anything, you know? And then she said, but y'all did it to us too. And then she like went off on Gabby. I wanted her to just give her one solid one in the cheek, just for me. But that unfortunately didn't happen. At least she felt the guilt either way. So, hey, take what we can, you know, towards Gabby, because I don't know if it's going to be death, but I hope it is. I really do. We'll see. So that's at least the gist of what I got for that. Then I actually got around to, it's been on my list for the longest time ever. Like, I should really watch this, but I'm like, I'm not a big horror movie person. So I was like, oh no, man. I was like, I need to, because of all the so many pop culture references. I feel like it's an injustice for me to not watch this, because that's where I'm kind of at now in terms of movie watching. Like my barometer is like, are there a lot of cultural references to it? Okay, I should probably watch this. So just so I could get that understanding and not feel left out, even though through various other pop culture references, I kind of acclimated to that, if that makes sense. But nonetheless, I literally watched the whole Alien quadrilogy. I guess I don't think you technically count Prometheus and Alien Covenant, even though I heard they suck. I watched Prometheus a while back, around when it came out, but watched Alien 1. It's pretty great. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I totally get the fans and the appreciation for it. And I think it definitely holds up. I know, I think what was very, I guess, praised by that is that they didn't use him too much in terms of the alien, in terms of showing him. I know a lot of the tension was built by not showing him and knowing he's around and can come at any time, which I thought was pretty cool. I think that's an interesting angle of horror I'd never necessarily have been exposed to. I've been pretty much exposed to like the immensely gory, graphic violence, but not necessarily the more, I guess, tension building, horror, which is weirdly starting to get me interested in horror now. So I may starting to feel more comfortable, getting into horror now, weirdly enough. So you got that. Alien 2 was just weird. It was good though. It had a lot of good moments. Like, of course, the what do you call it? I'm gonna just call it the alien buster, because that's essentially what it was. Where she got the alien mech and fucked the shit out of the, not literally, but of the I think it was the queen. I believe it was the queen, and then it was decent. Wasn't as good as the first one. And then, oh boy, there was Alien 3, which was boy, that was just bad. I felt like, cause like I mean, spoilers for like what 20, 15-year-old movies, but like Alien 3 freaking literally killed off both of the characters that survived in the second one, and just just totally killed them off. That was just weird. It just seemed like a very weird, I don't know, weird choice to just immediately kill two characters off, that were in the first one and succeeded. But I guess basically the plot was for Alien 3, they escaped the ship and, killed the queen. But little did you know, you're not Alien. Little did you know, the queen laid an egg in the pod somehow, some way. And, while they were in cryogenic sleep, it broke into, the chamber. I guess it broke one and then the other. And then, it seemed like the alien face hugged, the girl from the second movie, but I guess it didn't. I guess it just destroyed her pod. And then I guess it was revealed towards the end of 3 that it was actually Ripley who got infected by the face hugger. So, yeah. And then towards the end, when she killed herself basically, and then as she was about to die, the face hugger popped out of her chest. It's like, okay, I guess, sure, all right, okay. Yeah, it was, and then it was like the plot was like, in a prison full of men where there hasn't been a woman, and what do you know, Ripley, the only woman in that facility, with a lot of ex-criminals / murderers / pedophiles, and of course, I mean, I was like, right when that happened, I'm like, okay, there's gonna be a rape scene. I already know. And what do you know? There was an attempted rape scene in the movie. I was like, really? Okay. It just didn't make sense. It's like, really, why do you need to do that? But okay, all right. It just seemed like maybe I think this was in the 90s. I think it came out in 96. So it was like in a very, I don't know, shock value-esque era, I would assume. I don't know. I mean, Michael Jordan was on his prime. I don't, let's leave Michael Jordan out of it. He didn't do anything. So, yeah, Alien 3 was pretty bad. It's like, it felt like pretty much each one got worse, which is very interesting considering, but then each one had a totally different director, which, is very weird. So after 3, watched 4, which basically the plot was like, is 4, which is Alien Resurrection. And then freaking Ripley was, I still can't even wrap my head around the plot, but apparently from Ripley's blood DNA, they somehow attained, I don't know how they even did that, they were able to successfully recreate Ripley, as well as the the alien that was she was impregnated with before she died in 3. So there's that, and then so now there was some weird symbiosis with her and when she was recreated, so now she has the properties of an alien, where her blood is acidic, like ridiculously acidic like the aliens, and she has this abnormal strength and stuff now. And then just describing it just makes me reflect on how bad it kind of was, now that I'm thinking about it. But I mean, it had the action and violence and stuff, but so you're on a ship, and then Winona Ryder comes in, and she's like, you find out she's a robot, android or whatever, and she's trying to eradicate all the aliens, I guess. I'm still unclear about her motives, but yeah, now I'm thinking about it, it was pretty bad too. Yeah, I see why they stopped after that. Well, they could have stopped earlier, but yeah. And I forgot about, like, then the alien, the queen that got recreated as well, she freaking birthed a human alien baby, a human alien baby. So it basically looks like an alien, but like with skin. And yeah, it was pretty horrible. The eyes looked creepy as hell. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was a pretty bad movie. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And then after that, they defeated the alien. He got like sucked up through like a vortex that they created in terms of shooting a hole in the spaceship. And man, it's like, the more I'm describing it, the more it's sounding really dumb. I'm like really coming to a realization like how bad the movie is now I'm thinking about it. And like kind of talking over it. Ugh, yeah, it was pretty bad. But hey, I am now fully educated on the pop culture of Alien, even though I pretty much knew, like, okay, facehugger, they can impregnate you, and then when they come to be, they burst out your chest and you die, of course. So I now know. Oh man, I forgot about the like, just very what's the word? Not fan servicey, but just very I don't know. Like, what are you doing? So they survive, they try to save one of the people that got impregnated by intentionally in that ship by a face hugger, and then they basically try to he joins the crew even though we know he's gonna die, and then of course right at the right moment, when the bad guy technically of the crew, who's like, I guess, the head of the ship and was piloting this whole covert operation to make a bioweapon and using the aliens and all that, and that guy that's about to die, basically, he like out of rage and I don't know, somewhat semi-control from the alien, I think it felt like, is that he start beating the shit out of the dude, and then I don't know, just seemed very obviously scripted, and like some attempt at fan service, I guess, is that he like when the alien bursts out your chest, he gets the guy in a headlock, and he's like, no, and then the alien burst from his chest, obviously, and then through the dude's head directly, and it's like, yeah, I guess. All right, sure. It just felt very what's the word, like over the top. Yeah, over the top. I don't know. It's like, you really had to do that, I guess. I guess. All right. So, yeah, Aliens are not that great. The first one was pretty good, but pretty much all the other ones out of that, they like gradually got worse. which I probably could have looked that up. But I was like, you know what? Just keep the fun and suspense for myself. Just at least get some of the understanding and lore, which I'm appreciative of either way. So now I guess I'm trying to go towards Alien versus Predator. So now I'm starting to watch, or planning to watch, Predator, catch up on Predator, because I've never watched Predator before. So I think I watched one of them, one of the later ones, Predators or something like that. I forgot what it was called. It was like one of the ones that came out in 2011-ish or something like that. But nonetheless, because I couldn't find it online, I was like, okay, let me just watch something else. And let me hear about The Thing. I've not seen. No, I've not seen The Thing. That's on my list too. Of stuff I missed out on. But I did watch Parasite, which is, I totally had a very different impression of what this movie was, and it totally wasn't, which either way, it was still really good though. But basically a movie, not to spoil it. Well, I mean, I guess spoilers for Parasite if you've not seen it, but when did it come out? 2018, 2017? One of those. Maybe 2018 or 2019. I forgot. Either way, the plot is cream. Oh, okay. I'll definitely check it out. I shall. A pretty, very smart story. Basically regarding some con artists, a family of con artists, baby, mom, dad, and a son and daughter, where they basically con a rich family into getting jobs. And by doing that, they basically have elusive plans to fire all of the respective people that were working for that rich family. So it starts out with Rich, with the main character's friend. I forget their names. The main character's friend, I guess he's going study abroad, but he used to tutor from that rich family, the daughter of that family, and basically he manages to bullshit his way into getting that job. And then I forgot they had a son in that family as well who needed some guidance. He was very wild and off the cuff, and then they basically get him into it. I guess not to go in too much detail, but I guess that's the general gist of it. But it's just very interesting how they come to do that, and how I guess smart and conniving they do with a lot of that. And it's definitely very well written. So yeah, it was pretty funny. And man, that ending was I actually didn't know where things would go, but man, I didn't know things would go like that. That's all I'm gonna say for the ending specifically. But I totally understand the reception, towards Parasite, how it's been, highly regarded, getting all these awards. And I never actually got around to watching it until, last night. And it was pretty damn good, I have to say. It was pretty good. Really good. Very, very good. So yeah, I think that'll conclude what I've been watching. And yeah, I think that'll do it for episode 2, Switch of Sights podcast. If you appreciate this podcast, feel free to rate on your favorite podcasting platforms. At least comes to mind Spotify, iTunes, Google Music or Play. I forgot which one it is now, but Google's platform, and of course many others. If you want to watch this podcast live, you can also watch it on Twitch TV/aswitch, where I do stream it live on Thursdays, ideally around 5 to 6-ish, if I don't have any work obligations and stuff outside of that. What else? You can also catch the archive of this video as well on youtube.com/aswitch also. So yeah, so outside of that, I got some WandaVision to eventually watch, and well, I mean, that's at least. I mean, you know, everything doesn't matter, but WandaVision does matter. That's all I'll say. But outside of that, I think that will conclude it for this week. Episode 93 in the books. I keep increasing with the time with these. I try to keep them low, but hey, it was a lot of stuff to talk about. Final Fantasy 7, great. Okay, what was it called? Uncharted, a damn Uncharted, ungraded, Uncharted. Final Fantasy 7 Uncharted. All right, okay, I'm gonna check it out. Either way, till next time, guys. Don't cough. Don't touch people that don't want to be touched. Get your game on. Oh yeah. Nobody's safe.